Tonight, find out how you can help Troy Public Radio.
Plus, students learn culture through tea. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the High Definition Digital Production Center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for April 4th, 2014. I'm Haley Greathouse.
And I'm Courtney Addison. Thank you for joining us this evening. Public radio listeners have a chance to help their favorite programs stay on air as Troy University Public Radio kicks off its annual Spring Fund Drive. Troy Public Radio is gearing up for their Spring Fund Drive. The Fund Drive kicks off on Saturday and occurs 3 times each year. One organizer explains the process of the event.
It's a chance for listeners across Southeast Alabama, Northern Georgia, and Western Florida, which is within our coverage area, to call in or go online and pledge their support to Troy Public Radio. We go on the air and we remind them that we are a listener-supported service, and they can call in and pledge their support at whatever level works for them. So they can call in and make a donation of $5 or a donation of $5,000. Whatever works for them, whatever is comfortable for them. And when we have the whole community jumping in and helping and stepping up and supporting us, then we're able to keep the service strong and healthy.
You can donate by calling 1-800-6616 or going online to troy.edu and searching for Troy Public Radio. And even though the station does have other corporate sponsors, the money raised through the listeners during this time is crucial to the station.
A good portion of our money comes directly from our listeners. And that's what the public and public radio is about. Or if somebody calls in and they pledge at a certain amount, we could say support for this programming provided by Joey Hudson or provided by Buddy Johnson or whoever is calling in and pledging their support.
Organizers say this is an exciting week for Troy Public Radio.
It's just this is one time of year that we really there's a lot of work that goes into a pledge drive, but one thing that's really great about it is that we showcase the best in public radio. So I invite listeners to tune in this week because you really are going to get to hear a lot of things that you heard over the past year that you really liked, but also you're going to hear some new things too.
The Fund Drive will start on April 5th and will wrap up April 12th. And once again, if you would like to make a pledge, you can do so by either calling the station at 1-800-800-6616. Once again, the Fund Drive starts tomorrow and runs through next Saturday.
Participants walk for 12 straight hours to raise awareness for cancer at Relay for Life, but a new organization is forming on campus that will also move for 12 straight hours. These participants, though, are Dancing for Kids.
Drinking tea is pretty common in this part of the country, usually with lots. Drinking tea is.
Troy University has many organizations, but there are always new ones to add to the list. Thursday night, the first interest meeting was held for Troy Dance Marathon.
It is a year-long fundraiser that ends in a big event called Dance Marathon that raises money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
The organization has many goals for the upcoming year, and Lincoln shares the most important goals.
To get lots of everybody involved, all the organizations get lots of dancers involved in it and raise money.
There are 2 ways for students to get involved. If they are interested in the leadership team, applications are now available for the committee director position. Committee member applications will be available in the fall. And for students wishing to participate in the event, applications will be available in the fall.
In the fall, they will just register as a dancer, then raise the money. So it's really not that hard. Anyone can do it.
And all participants will have to attend meetings.
So it will be weekly for the committee members and for the executive board, which includes the president, the vice presidents, and the committee directors. And the dancers will probably have meetings every month or every bi-monthly.
The event is for Children's Miracle Network, and Lincoln thinks students will be eager to get involved.
Everyone cares about kids and wants them to be well, so I think they'll definitely want to help them.
To find out more information, you can like the organization's Facebook page at facebook.com/Troy Dance Marathon.
Troy University's Confucius Institute exists to help teach Chinese culture to Americans. Well, starting yesterday, the Institute started a new weekly program to teach culture called Chinese Corner. Chantel Calhoun has the story.
Drinking tea is pretty common in this part of the country, usually with lots of sugar. But in China, they drink their tea a little differently. And on Thursday afternoon, Troy Confucius Institute showed us how a traditional Chinese tea ceremony is held.
People come here and they enjoy the tea culture in China, and I'd love to do that. I think it's a good thing for me.
With many college students always on the go, coffee or soda are quick caffeinated beverages to drink, while Huan Cheng believes that tea plays an important part in her daily life.
I drink tea every day, and from beginning in the morning and at night, and I think it's also for most of Chinese guys do that thing, and I believe it's more popular in the world.
One student explains his new knowledge about what he thought was just a normal fixing of tea.
It was interesting to learn the history of tea. I didn't know that there was a god that had. I didn't know they had a god that was of agriculture and many of the other cultural histories, like different gods and people from their history. Also, it was interesting to see the actual ceremony and learn why they did certain things.
Chantal Calhoun, Troy, TrojanVision News.
About the Confucius Institute's cultural education efforts later in the show in today's Trojan Talk. Troy University is made up of a variety of people, from students to faculty and staff, and some of those have interesting stories to tell.
Throughout the month of April, we are going to take a look at some of those individuals in our Trojan Profile series. Today, Jana Wieser introduces us to students who balance the line between mother and student.
The typical college student is between 18 and 22 years old. Creating the balance between classes, studying, and finding yourself can be challenging. But what when you're not the average college student?
When you meet Huan Ying Bui for the first time, you would think she's the average Troy University student. She came from Vietnam to study here, but what most people don't know is that she has a son and that she is married to an American.
I went to Troy University Vietnam campus, and I met my husband there, and we fell in love. That was before we married, obviously. And then I transferred here, and we got married, and we had James.
Bui, who goes by Moke, admits that a lot has changed, but with the help of her husband, parents, friends, and teachers, they manage to stay on top of things.
I can't ask for more from both of them. We have diapers and wipes and baby gift from my friends, and that help out a lot. And then the teachers, they're definitely very supportive. They would let me have makeup exam, or they would help me after class if I need to.
Me and Moke are both really organized people. So the main thing that was changed was time. We have our own set of specific goals and our own set of priorities we need to take care of before graduating. So we still continue that, but we just have less free time.
Even though life is more challenging now, both said they never regret having little James and wouldn't want to change a thing. Jana Wieser, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Keep watching throughout the month of April for more of our Trojan Profile series.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. Out of Birmingham, powerful storms have damaged homes, toppled trees, and left some power lines down in parts of northern and central Alabama. Forecasters say high winds will be the main threat from today's storms, but brief tornadoes are also possible.
And in Gadsden, a judge is ordering prosecutors to turn over evidence about the death of a 9-year-old girl. Prosecutors say Joyce Gerard ran the girl to death as punishment for a lie. Gerard says she is innocent, and her lawyers say they still don't have police statements provided by 8 witnesses.
And out of Montgomery, the Alabama legislators' 2014 session has come to a close. The session wrapped up last night after passing the state education budget. The session ended earlier than normal. The legislature usually goes to nearly midnight on its last meeting day.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the baseball team will hit the field soon against a top 5 opponent. Danielle Percival will have details about the series coming up. Now Danielle Percival joins us with sports. So Danielle, for students who still don't really have plans for the weekend or are going to be hanging out in Troy, there is a huge event going on campus that involves the baseball team, and everyone should kind of make their way over there. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that's right, Courtney. It is a big opportunity for the baseball team to make a move in conference play because they are playing host to a top 5 team. One of the teams in the conference ranked at the top of the standings. So we'll take a look at the upcoming series right now in sports. Well, preseason polls are a mix of research, a little guesswork, and a bit of a gamble. Well, it turns out the conference pollsters gambled on the right team so far, as the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette are at the top of the conference and living up to the preseason hype. Lafayette comes in with a 26-3 record and have been ranked as high as #1 in one poll during the season. Right now they sit in the top 5 of most polls. They lead the league in both pitching and hitting and are second in fielding. But for the Trojans, welcoming the Cajuns to Riddle Pace Field is a chance to show what they have and make a statement to the country. And for Coach Pierce, that makes for exciting baseball.
This weekend will be a huge challenge, but you know, that's what real athletes and competitors sign up for, is weekends like this. Play the best, go compete and see if you can win that series. So I think it'll be another fun and exciting weekend.
The action will begin tonight at 6 at Riddle Pace Field, with Saturday's game at 3. And a change to the schedule is that Saturday's game will be a doubleheader now due to rain in the forecast on Sunday. The Trojan softball team will be on the road looking to improve their conference record over the weekend. The Trojans will be taking on Louisiana Monroe, and the Warhawks are just above the Trojans in the standings, but also only have one conference victory so far. ULM does have a record above 500, but Troy has played 10 more games this season. The Trojans won the series last year 2-1 in Troy. The Trojans are coming off a midweek split with Southern Miss at home. The Trojans dropped Game 1 but rebounded with an extra innings walk-off victory in Game 2. The Warhawks have lost their last 4, including a 14-1 loss to LSU on Tuesday. These two teams will hit the field Saturday for a doubleheader beginning at 2, with the series finale Sunday at 1. The Trojan track and field team will be competing in-state at the Tiger Track Classic in Auburn over the weekend. This is the first of 2 meets the Trojans have this season in Auburn. The competition began this afternoon with the hammer throw, and the men's and women's 5K will be this evening as well. Competition will continue through tomorrow, and 2 Trojans are currently ranked at the top of the conference leaderboard. Karina Cox is first in the Sun Belt in the discus, while Jordan Landberg is first in the 400 meters and second overall in the NCAA. 2 athletes from the distance group are ranked in the top 10 in the conference. Julia Ostendorf and Tim Bolger are both 8th in the conference in the 5K. And the men's tennis team is on the road this weekend in the Sunshine State, taking on a ranked UCF team. The men are coming off sweeping Jacksonville State on Wednesday on the road. The win moved their record to 7-4 overall, and they have won 2 of their last 3. The Trojans' match today against UCF was one of 3 the Trojans have remaining before the Sun Belt Conference Championships, which will be on April 17th. Those championships will be in New Orleans. And the women's golf team's right back at it today at the Liz Murphy Collegiate Classic, hosted by the University of Georgia. Some of the top teams in the country, including the past 2 national champions, will be playing. After the first round, the Trojans sit in 14th place with a 3-16. The women are coming off a 3rd place finish on Tuesday at the Lady Panther Intercollegiate in Stockbridge, Georgia. The men will play an event hosted by Mississippi State beginning on Monday. The Old Waverly Collegiate Championship is played in West Point, Mississippi. So Haley, Courtney, great opportunity for fans to go out and cheer on the baseball team. Huge series with lots to do with conference play. Of course, if the Trojans can somehow make it happen against Louisiana Lafayette, great opportunity to be right there in the conference race. So we'll see what happens, and to stay up to date on everything Trojan Sports, if you're not heading out to the game, tune in to Trojan Vision here and watch Trojan Sports Now tonight at 7.
Absolutely, and best of luck to the baseball team. Hopefully all of the Trojans who are still in town will head out there, and hopefully this weather will kind of clear up and at least have some sunshine for this huge series they're playing.
That's right. We'll have to hear from Nick to see what that weather's going to be like for this weekend.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Danielle.
Thanks, Danielle.